welcome to another quick pass guide, and this week we are looking at the Battlesystems modular card terrain. Now this is actually the first of a three-parter, and the reason is that I wanted to do a review of the Core Space Kickstarter, which is also made by Battlesystems. They've arrived and have been sat in a box for a couple of weeks now, but before I did that I thought it would be good to show you kind of where it all began for me. And this is when I got back into playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I wanted to have something a bit more visual than just lines drawn on a map. And I wanted to do something a bit more 3D. It was a bit of a centerpiece type final boss fight, dungeon crawl. And I thought, wouldn't it be good if we could get some nicely painted miniatures and get some nice 3D terrain? I had a look around for loads, and there was just very little available, and then I found these, and they are great. I'm a big fan of them, and so I thought I'd show you this now, and then we can go into the core space stuff later. So the basic element is just a wall, and you can see that we've got some diagonal thing here, and then for the eagle-eyed among you, you can notice some slots in the bottom, on the side, and on the top. Now these ones in the kind of the middle of each side, they're the important ones, because this is how it becomes modular and connects together, and for that we need these plastic tokens. So we'll get a load of these out. We can see that they come in a variety of shapes depending upon what exactly you want to build. So let's start with a corner piece, and this just slots into here, that then slots into there, and you have the beginnings of a wall, and we have the beginnings of an interruption. Go away, Flash. So let's extend this wall a bit more. So that just goes like that, and that's a little bit flimsy at the moment. Thank you. And then we have another one coming back around. Also, great toys for cats, but these are quite fragile, so I don't want to let him go to town on them. So at the moment this is looking a little bit flimsy, but then the next part is... the bottom bases. So here we have these, and how this works, if I just put it over here, is with these parts, and you can see that they're just little clips, and these fit not into the middle one but into the side ones here, and then these slot into here. And not only does that make this a lot sturdier, also looks quite a lot nicer too, and this is a basic wall element, so we can just replace that with that. And you can see now the reason why there's an angle here is because that allows you to effectively, that can just slide a little bit under there, just so that it's not quite flush, because then it would just be pushing it out a bit. And if you wanted to, you could put a T-junction here, and that will continue that way, and these could continue to go straight across. Now, what about this bit? This is a problem now, because we cannot have one of these in here as well, but the guys have thought of that. So let's slide another two in here, and for this we need one of the ones with a cutout like that, and then that just slots into there, because that has now got that diagonal, that just fits really well. And it's still a little bit flimsy at the moment, but what you find is that when you build it up, it actually becomes a lot more stable. So let's just do the same on the other side. So we'll pop that into there and there. Again, we need one of these diagonals. just to go like this. I'll only do the one side, you'll just have to use your imagination for the other. Pop these into here. You can see that once you get a little bit practiced at it and you know what you're doing, can come out first. It's actually not that slow to assemble. It's a little bit slow and fiddly at times. But here we have a nice little corner of a room. Now, 3 dimensions are all well and good if it's only one height, but you're not really doing a lot more than just marking it out. What you really want is some extra height to it. And for this, we actually have some walkways. So I'm just going to use these 2 here. So again, it's a similar situation. This time now we're using the top of the card, and that just fits into there. So the way that this needs to work is like this. That just fits on top of that. Now we have a walkway, and we're just going to do the same the other side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that out first. We'll connect these 2 T-junctions and pop that on top. And now we'll use another straight one which goes into here, and that should connect. And this is actually already a lot more stable, so I can put quite a bit of pressure onto that. It's got some good stability because it's going through the card, it's not trying to bend it. Now we just want another top layer, so we will get 4 more of these, and we'll just do a similar deal. And 2 more corners, one like this and like this. And then that will now fit on top of here. And if I line that right, that should all just fit down nicely. Now, we have a nice little walkway going along the top, and if we wanted to get a little bit more adventurous, we could even attach, no, we just want a corner for this one, don't I? Here we go. And we can just fit a corner in here, and that just fixes there. And now we've got some railings, and we can just, you can imagine that will just continue along. So that's looking quite nice and 3D. It's nice and stable. You can see I'm not really holding it by too much. And it's all fitting together nicely, but here is a problem. Look at all these holes sticking through here. Now, unless you wanted specific walls for upper levels and other ones for lower levels, well, that's not going to be very good. You don't want to do that. That is a problem, almost as much of a problem as this annoying cat here destroying all of the battles. You're eating it, go away. But they thought of this as well. We do need to backtrack a little bit. So we'll just pop these off, pop that to the side. And for this, we're just going to use some spaces in the gap. Now we want these again, but instead of using the full size ones, we want to use, here we go. Again, for brevity, I won't do too many, just to give you an idea. You want these half-sized ones. Now the thing about these half-sized ones is, they don't, when you fit them in, I mean there's a bit of tension on the side, but you can see there is a gap here. And so that allows us to use these. So pop that back out and come back to here. I can pop that like that. And then this comes in behind. Just for ease, I'll pop that out. And then similar thing on this side. See, by holding that flush, that comes out a bit, but it's not intrusive. Just get another one, and that just slots in. And we'll just do 2 more. For this side, similar situation. And that just slides in there. And slides in there. So it takes a little bit of pre-planning if you want it to look nice. And these as well just help kind of, it's not quite a perfect fit because obviously they're at different points, but just helps a little bit with it not popping out. And we can pop that back in here and bring our lower level back. That fits in like that. And now you can see that the hole here has gone, and because it's using a very similar pattern from a bit of a distance, so unless you really inspect it, you don't actually notice that there is a little bit of a gap sort of around there. So even when I come in quite close, it looks pretty much just like one wall. Obviously we've still got a little hole here which would be filled in. We've only cleared sort of half the corner. This would be filled in from this side. But yeah, so there we go. I've been using that for a couple of years, and in addition to that you get some nice accessories and additions. So walls would not be complete without some doors. So how do we do a door frame? Well, we want to try and create a 3D effect. So they have made these. Now these are a bit awkward, and I've definitely broken a few of those. But what you do is you score them so that they come around in a corner. This is not the most elegant of solutions, but the frame of the door definitely helps. And that kind of fixes in like that. And you get extra little tokens and things, a bit like these, but smaller with hooks, which kind of just hook over the edge. Just to fill these gaps in. This should actually be the other way around. The hook should be this side to the little hook, and then you have smaller ones of these which just go that side. And then for doors, here's a door that's obviously not going to stand up, so you have another like that, and then you can basically just lay the door in there, and you've got a nice little dungeon door that can be opened up. You get extra things like, here's a little metal chest, here's a big furnace, so you get some fairly big things as well. Here's some nice internal pillars, and basically depending upon which accessory set you buy, you get lots of different things, and there's lots of interior furniture as well. So here are some of the sheets. So this is how it comes, just all completely flat packed. And then, so yeah, if you wanted to make some chests, you just pop those out. You can make some tombs, some chairs, some tables. These tables are quite nice, and you see they just combine with here. So if I wanted to build a table, I could just pop that out, and then let's say pop this one out, and then I have a table. Oh, there's a side bit. Somewhere. Go blind. That does normally stand up. Ah, here it is. Right in the middle. That's why I didn't see it. Because it's in the middle. And yeah, that just goes in like that for stability. And yeah, there's a nice little dungeon table. So that's good. And then obviously, because I'm not a monster, everything has to go back into the slots, and there's no way I'm ever changing from doing that. You get some nice little additional wall features. So these are just little buttresses that can go up against walls just to provide a bit more of an effect. Then you get some slightly grander pieces as well. These are like a big steps which fit into here, with some gargoyles and another dungeon monster prowling through. So hope you enjoyed that quick Battlesystems tabletop wargame scenery review of their fantasy dungeon set. Next week we'll be moving over and doing some unboxing of their core space, and I cannot wait for that. Until next time, goodbye.